don't trade for Jamar, or don't draft Jamar Chase. Trade for Jamar Chase. Why? Because there's risk involved. But you don't need to take that risk in a league where you haven't drafted yet. Not everybody's got a draft left. I think there's probably 20% of people still have a draft to go. But this advice is going to be great for those of you that have already drafted. If 80% or 75% of the entire fantasy football population is already drafted, then great. Trade for Jamar Chase off of the panic. If you can get him at the tail end of round 1 in a draft, or at 8 or 9 or 10 overall, imagine what the Panic Peter's doing right now. When this news report drops today that Bengals head coach Zach Taylor says whether Jamar Chase is going to play, he says, we'll just take it day to day. This guy's in street clothes. He's standing on business, standing on his own mindset of that he wants to be the number 1 overall paid player. There's a report out there saying that Jamar wants 1 penny more than Justin Jefferson, so he wants to be the highest paid player in the National Football League at the receiver position. We don't know how much of that's true. We don't know. But you need to trade for him in leagues you don't have him. Is there injury risk? Yes, but trading for him on the cheap from a Panic Peter is packaging in every single bit of injury risk that's possibly out there for this guy. We're going to break it down right now, go over some of your trade scenarios. The Fantasy Football Show Breaking News Edition. Jamar Chase is in street clothes edition. He's not practicing edition. That edition begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So if you took Jamar Chase already, there's a few of you in here saying, I am a Panic Peter. I took Chase at the 1.4 2 weeks ago, says Virtues. I mean, look, you did what you did, and there's nothing you can do about it. Don't be the guy that's panicking, knee-jerk reacting, and trading him away. On the right side of this graphic, people are winning. Trade for him. Winning. The people on the left are panicking. Now, if you've taken him, hold. If you haven't drafted yet, why run the risk of injury with your 10, 8, 9 overall pick, right? Because you're not taking him at 5 or 6 right now. But if you take him at 8, 9, 10, you're risking injury, not just risking that he sits out week 1 or longer. And if anybody thinks he's not capable of sitting out, I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying the Bengals don't smarten up and say, you know what, we're going to pay him this no matter what. We're going to pay him more than this in the future. And we'll talk about that the dumb process here in place, the dumb reaction, the dumb way to approach this contract by this Bengals organization and Brown and the brass. What are they doing? Because you're only going to pay more. They could step up, but there's still injury risk attached to this guy who's been sitting there in street clothes, hasn't been practicing the same way that everybody else has been practicing. It's good that he's there on set awaiting his roll call, but I don't know. There's definitely injury risk here. I would say at the end of the day, I'm buying him any chance I can at second round value. That doesn't mean you're going to get him at bottom of round 2 type of return on a trade, but maybe you get him around the same place you draft a London or the same place you draft a Barkley at the top of round 2. This is a good value for Jamar Chase. This packages in injury risk. It packages in a lot. There's always going to be injected injury risk into a player that's been holding out. And that goes for CeeDee Lamb. It especially goes for Brandon Ayuk. And it goes for Jamar Chase because he comes with a little bit more injury risk than the average bear. So here we are asking ourselves, what is an appropriate trade that you could send out for Jamar Chase? And my answer would be anything second round value wise I'm sending for Jamar Chase, whether that's a potential Barkley, London, combination of players. Maybe you're sending a DJ Moore and running back for Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, and probably I would say a Rachaad White. DJ Moore and another running back equivalent to Rachaad White. Maybe you drafted Monty and you've got a wide receiver like even T. Higgins potentially for Jamar Chase. I would do that in a heartbeat. I would take this guy at anything that equates to second round or below value. Top of second round or below value. Cooper Kupp and Monty is a question Garrett has. That's a tough one because Cooper Kupp has top 5 potential wide receiver value. So I'd almost say, I'm not saying no to that, but I'd say try and figure out a different way. Because I don't want you to trade Cooper Kupp. I think Kupp is a tremendous value. I think Kupp is capable of being really top 4, top 5. I don't know that he will for sure, but I definitely consider it. Yeah, this is an intriguing player to draft, trade for, trade away in 2024. I almost say trading him away is almost impossible to not lose so much of your team's value that you tank. I don't think trading him away is an option. I think the only thing you could potentially do in a trade away, trading Chase away from your team, would be to fall into a scenario where someone doesn't know that they have a tremendous value in Cooper Kupp, or someone is discounting Tank Dell to the extreme, and you're able to add a Kupp or a Dell to something very significant, like Jacobs, if you will, something like that. Like, would I take Jacobs and Dell for my Jamar Chase? Yeah. Would I take Pacheco and Dell for my Jamar Chase? Yeah, I would. Would I take a player like Rice and maybe I'm trying to think of like a Achane and Rice? Yeah. Would I take a Achane and Rice all day long? A Kyron and a Rashee Rice? Absolutely. A Dell and a Kyron, a Dell and a Achane? You bet your bottom dollar. All day long, I'm coming for that. You know what else I'd do? I would trade Jamar Chase away for even, like, let's say you had no quarterback. Let's say you botch quarterback. You're looking at Goff or something. And I'm not saying Goff's not decent. We're talking about fantasy football. We're talking about 45 touchdown capable quarterbacks like Mahomes, Hurts, and Josh Allen. 40 plus capable touchdowns right there. Would I trade, if I had a Goff, would I trade Jamar Chase for a Tank Dell and a Mahomes?
You've just been Smitty approved.
Understand what I'm saying. If you don't have a good quarterback, if you've got a Dak Prescott, probably not the best, wisest move of your resources, but would I trade a Goff or Stafford or player that is not sub 6, top 6 or whatever, for Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, and Adele? I would.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Would I take a Rashee Rice in that? Yes, I would.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Those are all scenarios that I would smash as fast as I can, but don't draft him. You got a draft upcoming? Don't draft Jamar Chase. Don't do it. There are safer players to draft. And again, if he signs tonight, the advice still holds because he is very prone to getting hurt. But trade for him. Like here's the thing I'd say. How many of you have 5-6 drafts, right? You have 5 or 6 leagues. I'm not talking about best ball. I'm talking about your buddy leagues, your work league. Everybody has 3 or 4 or 5 of those drafts. If you've got an upcoming draft, don't use that draft to go chasing the flames and running into the fire. Use your existing drafts to go chase this man down. Try and acquire his services on the cheap. Use that opportunity to own Jamar Chase. Don't use the upcoming startup draft or your upcoming redraft league that is still to go tonight or tomorrow. Don't use that opportunity to go after the risk. That's what I'm telling you. So when this man signs, we're in here celebrating. There's no, dang, I didn't think I'm not saying he's not going to sign. I'm not saying he's not going to be amazing this year. I'm not saying any of those things. What I'm saying is you use your existing upcoming draft opportunities, use your picks on other talent that isn't going to potentially put you in a hole come week 1, week 2, week 3. But in your existing league, smash. Go after this guy.
You've just been Smitty approved.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
I'm surprised Burrow isn't making a stink over this. I just don't know what in the hell is going on here. The Bengals are making a real big mistake because there's no way around them paying more than what they're going to pay him right now next offseason. Maybe there's more freed up money. Obviously, cap increases every year. And then on top of that, salary cap issues this year are different than next year. So I can understand why they might say, well, it might be more, but this is more manageable for us given what we want to do. Sure, there's some ins and outs of that could maybe make some sense. But at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself the question of, even if I pay this man what it sounds like he's demanding, one penny over Jamar Chase's deal at least. He wants to be the highest paid player in the National Football League. Period. This guy wants to be the guy. And if you think you're not paying him this exact amount that he's requesting a year from now or in April of next year, you're out of your mind. He's going to require more than what he's asking for today. So it doesn't make a bit of sense for this organization to be sitting on this as long as they have, putting their player at risk, putting their season at risk, injecting injury risk into the situation. There's no reason they should be doing this and putting themselves in this position. It doesn't make any sense. It's like the Lamb situation. There's no need to do what you did, Jerry Jones. Now you have Lamb locked down. All is well, potentially, but you now have Lamb holding more injury risk than he needed to have. It makes no sense. You had him sign a deal that you could have had him sign months ago. So Jamar Chase, if they end up coming to the table, giving him what he wants, it's gonna be why. My question will be why. Why did you wait and put this man and the organization at risk for 2024 wins because you decided to try and play hardball with the number 1 or number 2 wide receiver in the league? He's gonna get what he's gonna get, whether you like it or not. Some scared Scotty will drop him. Probably not, Ray G, but hopefully that happens for you. We got a few super chats here. Bijan or CMC? You know my answer, VC, and I say it every day. It's Bijan. Hunter, appreciate you. George, Pickens, or BT? We're going to go Pickens or BT and B-Rob. I like, if this is a start bench question, I would say Pickens and B. Well, B-Rob's pretty steady. Pickens and B-Rob is safe, and Pickens and BT is the higher risk, higher reward play, but I think Pickens starts no matter what. Ivy with a $20 super chat. Let Ivy cook.
Let him cook.
Ivy, appreciate you dropping the wad. Rate your team. 10-team PPR. Kicker instead of a kicker, extra flex. I like it. Mahomes, Gibbs, Achane, Kupp, Smith, Ferguson, Collins, Waddle, Rice. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with this team other that you haven't already done? I'd package any one of those for Chase. Yeah. So good question. Good topic. Yeah, you could go get Chase pretty easily. That's what you could do. I would say, look, Waddle for Chase right now is my end game. I'm keeping Rice. I love Collins. I love Devontae Smith. I'd trade Devontae Smith, no doubt about it, for Chase. No one's saying you can do that straight up. Nobody thinks that here. The only problem is you didn't give me any other Deontay. You didn't give me any other players to work with because you have studs and then you have nothing past that like Zeke, no. Corum, I like Corum, but I definitely throw him in. If you don't have Kyren, I would consider that for sure. So Corum, Deontay, and either Waddle or Smith. Would I trade Waddle and Smith for Chase in your situation? If you got something pretty solidly crafty and, back, if you could get, you have to comb through the lineup, maybe send me the person's roster. But I would trade Smith and Waddle for Chase in something, but not straight up. Not both players for Chase. Would I trade Corum and Deontay and one of those guys, Smith or Waddle? 100%. So that's what I'm gonna offer to you as my idea. But if you give me his roster, I can tell you whether I would do a Smith and Waddle for Chase and something. Fernandez with a $10 Mars shot.
2 Mars.
Appreciate you. 0.5, pick 12, punted the QB. You got Tua, okay. Saquon, Gibbs, Ayuk, Devontae Smith, Rice, Dell, Brown. Like the team, upgrade QB or tight end as well. Yeah, love the show. The show loves you back. I don't know that you're going to be able to trade much other than like Dowdle right now, which I would do. I would trade him before. Maybe he doesn't get the work and then everyone's like, crap, he's not what I thought he was. So I would trade Dowdle. That's what I would do. If you could upgrade Tua using Dowdle, I don't know, Dowdle you'll get much. But if you could get like an AR5 or maybe Hurts would probably be the lowest hanging fruit from the top 3-4. That's possible. I think I'd smash that if it's doable. Would I throw in anything else? I don't know. I mean, any of those bench players for sure, except for, you have Wright, Gibbs, Saquon. You don't really have much to work with other than Dowdle. Unless Wright, you might wait until Wright gains some value, and then maybe you could send Wright packing in that situation. But that's a tough one. It's a good question though. $50 hauler from Robert. Robert says, off topic, but I have 3rd pick overall, receiver or running back, and who I'm going back and forth. Robert, I'm not trying to pawn this question off on anything, but go about 4 or 5 videos back, the one that says how to draft in round 1. And watch that video on top of what I'm going to tell you, just so you have the best advice you can have walking into your draft, okay? So go watch that video. It'll help you dominate round 1, which will help you dominate round 2, dominate round 3. But in a nutshell, this is what the video tells you. But again, it's going to help you watch it. You're sitting there, okay? You're sitting there, bro, in round 1. And your one simple question is, will Kyren or Achane, or Barkley, or in a worst case scenario, ETN, I guess. Will one of those running backs fall to you? You have a top 3, you have number 3 overall. So your dilemma is, do you go wide receiver? We'll just throw Hill here, Lamb or Hill. Do you go wide receiver, okay, and then run the risk of getting screwed out of the RB? Where Achane's not there, Kyron's not there. Only you can answer that question for your league. If you're telling me that I've got to force a player I don't like at that 2nd round pick because you're scared to go another position, I'm much more intrigued with getting my Bijan. Where's Bijan Robinson when you need him? Bijan, please report to the principal's office. Bijan, I got to grab a new graphic. I've got everybody in the entire NFL on this board. I just can't find them because they're covered up. So I just drag new copies of the player on, and I think I have like 500, images on this screen. So if you grab Bijan at 3, I almost guarantee you, your worst case scenario is this right here. Your worst case scenario. And my answer to you is this is much better than going Hill or Lamb, and Kupp could be top 5. Hill or Lamb, and then having to force myself to draft. And I'll say even ETN is scary there in round 2. Like Hill and ETN or Bijan and Kupp, what would you rather have? And this is your worst case scenario. I don't think you can find a scenario where you get a worse player. And that's a top 5 potential guy. It could be London. It could be a slew of players that could default to the 2nd round pick. That would be my advice to you. And I think that that if you watch that video, Robert, it'll give you even more insight to it. Robert, to Mars.
To Mars.
Dropping the $50 hauler, Robert, you're an absolute machine. And if anybody drops 100, or if Robert throws another 50 down, no pressure. But $100 haulers get your choice of grabbing any of the videos except for the Supernova video, and any video that's consumed and has too many, has the 2 spots filled. You can put your name on a video and be the sponsor, kind of ownership of the sponsor spot. Case in point, like this one. So no one can sponsor this video ever again aside from Russian Collusion and Ethan. They own the 2 spots. There's only 2 spots per video. This is their video. And you can request your video to be played within reason whenever you want. So, $100 haulers, you get your choice of videos. The HN one's taken, that one's taken, and then the Supernova one's off limits because it's just something I don't want to have to worry about that with, because it changes all the time, changes from year to year. So these videos are stagnant; they'll never change. So if you want to request your video at any time when you sponsor it, you get to have it played, within reason, not like multiple times per show, and Smitty, my man, Rico Dowdle, expected to be the Cowboys' primary running back. Just scooped him off waivers. Any expectations? I'm not super excited about it. I think it's a decent opportunity for him, but I don't know that I'm expecting anything but flex value, which is, I think, what you're paying for when you draft him, and you got him cheaper than that. So you're playing with the house's money. If it's me, I'm trading him off of this value, because the worst case scenario, you're getting back something that's as valuable, if not more. And in a best case scenario, you miss out on trading them, but you get at least what you expected. DK Metcalf and Brian Robinson for Jamar Chase. That would be an absolute smash. You get that, we quit our jobs and come work for you. Okay, that's great. That's a great trade. Ivy with a follow-up on the super chat here. He has Josh Allen, JT Swift, Jamar Chase, Evans, Kincaid. I love a Kincaid upgrade. I love would I trade Devontae Smith and Waddle, I think it was, right? For Jamar Chase and a Kincaid upgrade. I forget who your tight end was. Ivy, let's go take a gander. Ivy's tight end is Mahomes. Ferguson. Ferguson's pretty good. I would take a Dunze. I'd take Jamar Chase and a Dunze for Waddle and Swift. I would. I like that. I'd take Warren potentially as well. I think those get it done for me. Who's your quarterback? Mahomes. You can't upgrade Mahomes. That's as good as it gets. Mahomes is as good as it gets.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
Ivy, I'd do any of those trades. I think that would be great, Ivy. Chat, you agree? Toss in your opinion. Ivy, thank you for dropping that. Mad Max coming in strong with a 5. Looking at the team, we got CMC, Kyron, Chase Brown. We've got Waddle, Higgins, and Lamar. Pretty solid. Rice, I like it. I think you're waiting on some values to. I would consider. You can't trade anything really on the high, in my opinion, until these guys play, solidify values, etc., etc. Waddle. There's some potential trade value there. Like, let's say you could trade Waddle for, I don't know, Waddle and let's just say Waddle and Chubb for Adele and Jacobs or something like that. Like, of course, I'm like attacking those trades, right? But aside from that, like, sell high value. I think CMC, man, I'd break CMC into Achan. You got Kyron already. I'd trade CMC into Achan and Dell or Achan, and you got Rice already, but like players like that, DK, etc. I would do that. I'm dividing and conquering. JD5 or Jedi 10-man grandma league. Lamb, Gibbs, London, Kyron, Achan, love it. Jeez. JD5, Dell, McLaurin, Bowers, Monty, and Corum, Cuffs. Got Lamb at the 8 spot. Wild. That's good. You ride that team into the sunrise. That's fantastic, bro. I'm not even wanting to move a single player you have. Yeah, because you've cuffed Gibbs. Yeah, just stand down, bro. Stand down and enjoy the show. The show you created. That's a great team. Tebow, thoughts? Smitty 12 team auction. 6 points for TD pass. Murray JD5. Okay. HN ETN. Right. Got it. Puka Ridley. Dell. Love it. BT. Love it. Kincaid. Love it. Love it. Love all the players. Not trying to really trade anything. Would I maybe upgrade ETN into Kyron, or I mean really ETN's other than like Bijan or Gibbs or something. So like ETN and Ridley for Gibbs, ETN and Ridley for Kyron. Those are the only two moves. Other than that, that's a really solid team. You're ready to rumble. Let it go into week 1, and we'll see what's what after week 1. See if we can buy low on anybody or sell high, or just stand pat. Have Achan, my Tyreek, and Bowers for Amon-Ra Ferguson. No. Keep Bowers and Tyreek, bro. Bowers is underrated here. Ferguson's not necessarily an upgrade, and I think you'd be running the risk of wanting to bang your head into the wall over and over and over coming out of week 1. Rate my team, 10 PPR. Kyler, Love, Hall, K9, Swift. I'm trading Swift. London, MHJ, I love it. Waddle and Swift for one huge monster, maybe. Or you hold Waddle and you trade just Swift with maybe BT. Maybe you have to wait until after week 1 to let BT solidify what we all kind of think he could be, right? But the risk you have in that is, what if Swift comes out and does nothing? Then he's got 0 trade value after 1 week of football. And if this is a 1 QB, which I think it is, you've got Jordan Love to work with. Swift and Love to a team that had bad quarterback play. If it's a super flex, don't trade Love and Kyler. But I mean, this is a good opportunity for you. Swift and one of the quarterbacks, even if it was Kyler, one of the quarterbacks in Swift, you throw in a potential. You got Ferguson and Pitts. There's opportunity here. Throw in a quarterback, one of the backup tight ends, try and upgrade Swift into even Jacobs, or you got Kenneth Walker already. Pacheco. I wonder if you could get Pacheco in that. Like, if the guy that has Pacheco is kind of weak at QB and you could upgrade him, you could throw him an upgrade at tight end, I'd do that to get out of the Swift game, personally. Those are the avenues I would take with that team. WRM with a 5. This is a good team here. JT, Kamara, okay. London, Garrett Wilson, Josh Allen. Loving it. Ferguson. Godwin and Kamara for one bigger, stronger, better player. Of the, Kyron, Achan, Pacheco, maybe even Jacobs variety. That's what I'm looking at. Not trading London, not trading Josh Allen, not trading Garrett Wilson, not trading JT. I'm upgrading Diggs using Godwin for one slightly better wide receiver. Like I'm thinking even MHJ. Godwin and Diggs for MHJ. Godwin and Kamara for Pacheco. Godwin and Kamara for Achan or Kyron. Godwin and Kamara for Jacobs or Pacheco. Smash. Gronk smash that, baby. Brandon with the $5 nothing burger. Appreciate that 5 spot, my guy. And Brandon, I'll look and see if you've got another message anywhere. Hold on. Trying to attach it to your message, though, because then I got to go hunting for it, Brandon. Then I got to go looking for your secondary message somewhere. I think we got it. Okay, Brandon says full PPR Murray, Bijan, Achane, London, Cup, Debo, Rice, Kincaid. I love every player you have there. Worthy. Thoughts on moves? No. London for Chase. Yeah, I'd probably do that. London for Chase. I'd do that. That's a good idea. That's a real good idea. Past that, bro, I don't want you to trade anybody. I really don't. Bijan, Achane, London. Do you have Wright? I kind of like the idea of getting Mostert somehow, but like, what do you give up? I love Chase Brown. Good Lord. I love this team. Fantastic. Bijan, Murray. Not even worried about Algier or anything. Very good team. Worthy. Don't trade Worthy. Let Worthy gain value. Don't trade Chase Brown. Let him gain value. Don't trade Kincaid. Let him gain value. Javonte. I'd throw Javonte in to the London deal to get Jamar Chase. Why not? Why not, Brandon? Brandon, why not do it live? You know what I'm saying? And Oski. Oski won. Long-time listener, first-time super chatter.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
That's what I'm talking about. Oski won. I got Hurts, JD5, Bijan, Gibbs, Achane. So you're playing in a grandma league, I guess we could say. Cup, Rice, Neighbors, JSN, Godwin, Corum, JK. Any moves? Yeah, win. Go win. Maybe increase the entry fee if you can there. I don't think you can upgrade your running backs if you tried. You can't upgrade your quarterbacks if you tried. You could maybe upgrade the receivers, but like you'd have to do, because I don't want you to trade a single running back. Only move you can make is Godwin and Neighbors for a slightly better receiver, bro. I'm not trading Rice. I wouldn't. I'm not trading Cup. I don't want to. Godwin and Neighbors. Neighbors I question a little bit, with quarterback play. Godwin and Neighbors. I mean, it's going to be hard to do it 2 wide receivers for 1, but try it. Amon-Ra. Jamar Chase. Probably not going to happen, but try. London. MHJ. It gets kind of dicey after that, though, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, reached on Kyron. That's okay. JD5, Cousins, Kyron, Achane. Look, when you have Kyron and Achane, I don't think you reach. If that's your 1 and 2, I don't care. I love it. You didn't reach in my book. JD5, Cousins, Kyron, Achane, Jacobs. Nice job. Okay, your receivers are a little bit, maybe the Jacobs move was good at the time, but maybe that could have been a receiver. I'm tempted to go get Cup using Jacobs, to be honest with you. I love Jacobs, though. Rashee Rice, really. You have good receivers, considering McBride's great. But that's what I'm going to try and do, Thomas. Go get Cooper Kupp. Jacobs has tons of value right now. People are starting to realize how good he is. People are starting to realize why we've had him on the Mars Man list all offseason.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Man.
I mean, look at him.
Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Playing $10 hauler. Appreciate your Mars shot, pal.
To Mars!
Hit that thumb up button, everybody. We got 617 in here and only 123 thumbs up. 10-team PPR, $750 buy-in. I love it. 3 wide receivers, 3 flexes, no tight end. Mahomes, Najee, Z, Moss, Jettas, Nico, Waddle, Tank, Worthy, Godwin, BT, Corum, Rico. I'm trading Dowdle and Godwin for 1 better player. Jacobs, Pacheco. Who could you get? Maybe Walker. Maybe Jacobs and Pacheco work. If that's possible. Najee and Godwin for Pacheco, Jacobs, Achane, Kyron, Barkley, ETN. Those are the avenues, bro. There's nothing else to do here. And you've got Corum, go get Kyron. That's my push. I'm trading Najee, Godwin, and Dowdle for Kyren. I'm trading all three of those guys for any of those players, those big dog running backs. And then you're smashing. And then you have a team you shouldn't have. And then you have a team that's going to make people run away from you and want to close the league out and end things and be like, let's redraft. This isn't fair. Reaper with a $5 hauler, 10-man, 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex. Got Hurt, CD, London, Devontae Smith, Pickens, Kyren Ford, Kincaid. Love the team. Najee on the bench. Najee and Kirk for 1 player. Like that. I love Ford, though. I don't know if I want to get rid of Ford. I think I'm trying to do this without getting rid of Ford. I love your receivers, your quarterback. I'm not trying to do anything, but maybe Najee and Devontae Smith for... I'm cringing saying it because it sounds like a lot, but I'm doing it. Najee and Devontae Smith for Jamar Chase.
Let's go, mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
It's not too much, actually. I don't cringe at all. I like it. I'm even throwing in Kirk. I'll throw in Kirk. Don't tell anybody. I'll throw in Kirk. I'll do it now. I'll do it live right now. Reaper. Last super chat. Then I'm going to go to the phone line real quick. $5 hauler, 2 flex, full PPR. Burrow, Bijan, Kyren, Achane, Ray Davis, love it. Debo, Cup, Pickens, Coleman, love it. BT, love it. Send it. Any moves? Not really, bro. Unless you're trading Burrow and Pickens for an upgrade QB. That's what I'm doing. Burrow, Pickens, upgrade QB. BT, if it needs to happen, I'm throwing BT in or swapping out BT. That's what I'm doing. Upgrade Burrow. I love Burrow, but come on. We can pump those numbers up a little bit. This is Gabe. Gabe, what's up, my guy? Gabe, you're calling from Houston. Gabe,
yes,
what can I do for you?
Hey, question, Smitty. I got a 2-part question, actually, if you don't mind. I wanted to see if I won this trade. I did a trade earlier. I had Puka Nacua and Brock Purdy. The guy sent me this trade, and I accepted it. I got Jordan Love, Mike Evans, and Nico Collins. Did I win that trade?
You got Jordan Love, Evans, and Nico for what?
For Puka and Brock Purdy.
Puka and Purdy. Yeah, you for redraft, right?
Yeah, it's a full PPR 10-man.
Yeah, you won that. Because, I mean, Nico is comparable to Puka. I'm not saying I wouldn't take Puka. I think everybody in their right mind would take Puka over Nico or Evans, I think. But, yeah. Bro, both those guys, Nico and Evans, could compete one-on-one versus Puka. I'm not saying they'll win, but they could individually give him a run for his money, and you're getting 2 shots at it. And you're upgrading your quarterback into Jordan Love. So,
right.
Yeah.
And,
hold on a second, bro. Hold on a second, right? Don't go anywhere. Would you say this is Gabe from Houston?
Yeah, it was a 2-part question real quick. Who would you start, Evans or Nico?
Nico for now for me, but it's close.
Okay.
But hold on one second.
All right.
King 25 code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo has been dispatched. King 25 out.
Yeah, his name's Gabe. He's calling from Houston, and he robbed somebody. Yes. Okay. Gabe, don't go anywhere for 10 minutes.
All right, 10-4.
The Vito police are on the way. Yeah, the Evans and Nico question. Look, some people might say Evans. Some people might say Evans. And I don't blame them. But I'm going to go Nico in week 1. But you know what you have on your hands, bro? A trade. Why don't you trade Evans? Why don't you trade Evans and something and upgrade? Why don't you go get Jamar Chase? Topic at hand. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I also have Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp. I got them.
All right. Embarrassment of riches.
So,
yeah. Good for you, robbing the grandmas in your league.
I had to.
Yeah, playing in a nursing home. I bet you drafted at 11 p.m. in the nursing home. You're like, everybody, put your money in the hat. Okay, we'll be drafting at 11 p.m. Good luck staying up.
I had to. I mean,
I
saw the man list, Keon. I also had Josh Jacobs. I just stole it.
Good job. All right, see you later, bro. All right, let's go over to Donnie Bravo. Donnie Bravo, you are live.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for taking my call. I have a draft today. I'm the 10th pick in 12 teams. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the 10th pick, going either maybe AJ Brown and Garrett Wilson, and then on the second round, if Gibbs isn't there, which is the one I want, would it be a reach for me to go Achane? Because I'm in ESPN and he's going all the way on like the end of the third. So I don't know if it's a reach for me to grab Achane there.
No, not a reach at all. I think that if you go wide receiver in that 10 spot and you get Kyron or Achane, you're winning. I like it. I'd also be very tempted if it's is it a 10-man league or a 12? If everybody on the phone line can mute, there's some noise in the background. Just mute real quick. 12-man league. It's still, if it's a grandma league, it's not best ball. I'm not saying grandma league has to be all of the people in your league like are bad drafters necessarily, but like, you know, there's a couple casuals, whatever the case may be.
Half and half.
Then I think you're going to get away with some amazing wide receivers later. I'd be very tempted to go Gibbs and Kyron or Gibbs and Achane. Because Gibbs is the guy you want. You just said Gibbs is the guy you want. Why are you gonna let him fall? You know, don't be a prisoner to position drafting. I'm not saying that you're gonna necessarily be as happy with your team, but I certainly don't think you can guarantee you will. And I think if you're drafting the best player available every time you swing the bat, then you're gonna hit so many home runs, you're gonna win the league. I think Gibbs and Kyron or Gibbs and Achane here would be amazing. Round 3, you grab one of the big 3 quarterbacks. You haven't even touched a receiver yet. And in round 4, I think Debo or so. And if you want to wait until on quarterback later, then take your Debo or your Cooper Kupp in round 3, and then smash some sort of AR5 or Stroud later. Stroud is a great 4th round, 5th round player, depending on where the ADPs are. And the suggested rank will guide you very much, right? So if you're sitting there and Stroud's looking like he's going to fall to 5 in your format, then you let him fall to 5. But if you went personally, I've been doing this over and over and over, and I feel like I'm destroying my leagues. Not in a bad way. I mean, for my sake, I'm crushing it. I'm going running back, Mahomes, Cooper Kupp or Debo, Tank Dell later on, Rashee Rice as well. I'm absolutely annihilating people going running back. But I can tell you that you can still annihilate people with balance. You can go Garrett Wilson or A.J. Brown. You can go Achane or Kyron. But at the end of the day, my wide receiver room, when I've got Cooper Kupp, Tank Dell, and Rashee Rice, is as good as anybody's. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if someone's got Amon-Ra, who I love. Amon-Ra and a Waddle in round 2, or an Amon-Ra and whatever. I don't care. I'm competing with them, and I didn't touch a wide receiver until round 3 or 4. Now, in best ball, it's not as easy because people consume wide receivers at a crazy rate. In non-best ball, you can crush not drafting wide receiver until round 3 or 4. All right.
Well, thank you for the advice. Appreciate it, Smitty.
Yeah, later, Donnie. Hang tight for me on the phone line, guys. Let me get these super chats real quickly out of the way. There's like 3 or 4. There's not a ton. Hang tight. Trade Debo, Ridley, Spears for Chase and Corum. Wow, that's a tough one. That's a tougher one. That's probably the toughest one I've seen. And I'd say that I probably would if I had the depth for it. If you don't have the depth for it, then I guess don't, because it could crush you in week 1. And then this $10 Mars. $10 Mars shot from Dallas. How they do in a 10-man? Mahomes, Bijan, Etienne, Najee, Chase Brown, Mostert, Neighbors, Kupp, Dell, love it. Keon Coleman, love it. I'm trying to maybe trade Najee and Neighbors for Jamar Chase. Or for a Jamar Chase type. You got Jamar Chase already. Najee and Neighbors for St. Brown. Najee and Neighbors for I mean, it gets dicey like once you get past that. So I mean, you're trying to shoot for that, and if you can't do that, then Najee and Neighbors for go the running back direction, Kyron Achane type of player. But past that, Dallas, you just wait on that squad. That's such a good team that I think you don't want to panic and force yourself into a bad trade. And while Bill says start Ford or Brian Thomas Jr., I'm going to go Ford in week 1. Ford's hungry. Ford's a monster. I can't wait for Ford to prove all the doubters wrong. And overcome Brian Thomas Jr. for Higgins in Dynasty. I'd rather have Brian Thomas Jr. I know that sounds a little crazy. I would try and get more if you can, though. I definitely think you could potentially get more. I think Higgins has a little more value than that, especially if you waited until the offseason. I'm not saying to, because Brian Thomas Jr. could skyrocket in value, but I'm just saying, like, in thinking about like what value Higgins is going to have during next offseason, but kind of tough to say, bro. But I think BT is probably the guy. Okay, let me head over to Mr. G. Mr. G, you're live. What can I do for you?
Hey, how's it going, Smitty? Hey, so just curious, you're talking all these trade propositions and ideas for Chase, but how does this relate to Dynasty? I know you're mainly talking about best ball and redraft and what, but I have him in 2 of my 4 Dynasty leagues, and I don't know if I want to trade him away or if I should trade for him.
Well,
what do you think?
Yeah, none of my content today said trade him away. So in Dynasty, sure. I'm certainly not going to tell you to trade him away, because everything today has been don't draft him, trade for him. So I'm certainly not going to tell you to trade him away, because I'm not telling you to trade him away in redraft. So I'm not going to tell you to trade him away in Dynasty. So no. Don't.
Yeah, I was just wondering how any of this would relate to Dynasty, because a lot of your content.
Great question.
Ball and
but hey, my content is not just best ball. My content's not just redraft. My content's whatever you make it, because we have an open phone line.
Oh, that's true.
It's good that you know it's great. No, I know.
Every day,
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm saying that you calling in and changing the narrative is what's required to get these topics out there. So I appreciate you asking about Dynasty. We need to talk more Dynasty on this channel. So I appreciate the Dynasty questions is what I'm saying. So yeah, from a Dynasty perspective, if there's a worried William or a panic Peter out there that has a knee-jerk reaction to this and they're selling him, I'd buy. I just don't know if a Dynasty mindset's going to be too much affected by a week 1 or week 2 or anything like that. I think that there's not much of a discount at all in even the most ridiculous scenarios out there. I don't think anybody's going, I don't know if I like this. Like, he's about to get paid. Everyone knows he's about to get paid. It's like, how long does it take? Does it stretch into week 1? But he's about to become the biggest, best, top-paid wide receiver in the National Football League. And let me ask you this. Are we worried about CeeDee Lamb?
I've turned down several offers for him. I don't want to trade him away. I have him and Burrow and Hurts, and I don't want to trade Chase away.
Yeah, you shouldn't want to trade him away. Yeah, don't trade him away. But is somebody gonna be vulnerable to a Dynasty trade? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on if they're trying to win now and they're like a big they're a big scaredy cat. Then it's potentially you could.
Hey, it doesn't hurt to go look, right?
Yeah, but definitely don't trade. If I'm not wanting you to trade him away and redraft him, certainly not in Dynasty. But would I trade him out for Lamb if I could? And I'm not saying you can't, because Lamb's not holding out anymore. Like, of course, I would trade Chase in those contexts personally. But, like, past that, Chase is a top 4, top 5 wide receiver. The only thing I would tell you to maybe consider, unrelated to the holdout, and you could even wait until the holdout's over, because let me ask you a question. Does CeeDee Lamb seem exciting right now?
Kind of, because he's the only mass target in Dallas, so he's going to get fed.
But he's got a new deal.
He got the new deal.
Everyone's excited about talking about lamb chops right now. He's getting paid. People are fickle, bro. If you're getting paid, people say he must be good. He must be good. He's getting paid that much. If Jamar Chase signs his deal, you know what I would do? I would consider going after MHJ using Jamar Chase. I would rather have MHJ than Jamar Chase.
Good call. Good call.
That's what I would say.
About a week ago, I was freaking out because my starting wide receivers were Ayuk and Chase. So I was like, what am I going to do here?
Yeah. All right, bro.
All right,
Appreciate
Smitty,
you.
I got to go, but have a good rest of your day.
Later, bro.
Bye.
Let's see here. Dominator says, what running back should I be trading for, big guy? And follows it up with a big dude, answer me. If you're going to talk to me like that, Dominator, I'm not answering shit. You hear me? All right, let's move on from that. Maybe be polite next time. Cam from Tennessee, you're live.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
I appreciate you taking my call.
Yeah, buddy.
I got a trade question for Chase. I have AR, Pollard, Mostert, Hill, Pittman, Kincaid, Stephon Diggs, Chase Brown.
I'm not retaining all this, bro. What's the question? There's just too much you're throwing at me.
Jamar Chase trade.
Okay. What is it?
Who am I trading for? Who am I trading?
Read it off one more time.
AR, Pollard, Mostert, Tyreek, Pittman, Kincaid, Stephon, J-Mo, and Chase Brown.
I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I don't think you got the assets to really trade for him.
Okay.
You know, like, this is redraft.
Yeah. 12-team PPR.
Yeah, I don't know. Pollard, Diggs. I don't think like Diggs and those guys. I don't know. Read it off one more time. Read as fast as you can.
AR5, Pollard, Mostert, Tyreek, Pittman, Kincaid, Diggs, Chase Brown, J-Mo.
Kincaid. Your best player is Tyreek.
Well.
Your best player is Tyreek Hill, who I love, but I'm not trading him. So who was your second round pick, bro?
Yeah, they took basically everybody I wanted, so I pulled Pittman.
Pittman in the second round.
I know. I'm about to be cooked in the chat.
What, bro? Come on. Pittman in the second round? I'm not trying to cook you on this one, bro, but good Lord. And let me just, can I walk you through this? This is for your own good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean they took everybody? Like you're blaming it on the drafters. There's no way what pick were you at?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're third to last in the second round. There's no way you can take more players off the board than they get drafted. It's not like you can say somebody took 40 players off the board before I was on the clock. I guarantee you there was. So Achane and Kyron were gone?
Yep.
Cooper Kupp was gone?
Yep.
Debo was gone?
Debo got drafted right before I drafted.
Bro, there's no way all that happened. Otherwise, you'd have somebody would have fallen. I don't know. I'm not calling cap because I'm saying you're lying. I'm just calling cap because I don't think you're remembering. There's no way. There's no way Pittman was even remotely close to the best player available. Anyway, I'm not neither here nor there. There's not a lot of. Who's your third round pick?
Diggs.
You needed to call him before you drafted, pal. You needed to call him before you drafted. You don't even have. No offense here. In this, I'm only saying this so do you have another draft coming up? I want you to smash your next draft.
No, I'm only doing one.
We got to get you into another league, bro. You got to reset this, or you can play Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. The link is in the description of the video. You can reset every single week and just draft a battle royale, for week 1, then draft a battle royale for week 2, and so on. But you need to get into that because this is going to be a disappointing year with this team. This is one of. You ask me for my advice. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, this is one of the worst teams I've seen, because you punted your second round pick. Pittman's not even worth the third rounder. He's not even a third round pick. So he's good. He's a very good player, but there's just no way this is the best player available at Pittman. And then on top of that, Diggs is a risky reach in round 3, but if you smash your first, second, and fourth and fifth round picks, maybe it works. But to have these back-to-back picks, and then who is your round 4 pick, bro? AR5 early? Kincaid, that's it.
I was able to pull AR5.
I mean, you did good maybe with AR. Kincaid's about a round early. Mostert was decent value for you. Bro, look how much different this team. Tell me who was available when your Pittman pick was on the clock.
Let me go on the ESPN thing.
I'm not trying to cook you. I'm just trying to help walk you through it. But you got to get into it. You got to get into another league, bro. You have to. We got to have you reset this. You got to reset the space-time continuum. We can't have you walking into 2024. This is like Doc. This is like Doc Brown coming back, zooming down the street and going, Marty, we must go back to the future or back in time. Who am I talking to right now? Who am I talking to right now? Is this Rax Poker?
Kale. Yeah.
This is Rax. This is Rax.
No.
What's your name?
Rax.
What's your name? Who am I talking to? Cam. Okay. Pam? Pan?
Cam. Stop playing.
Okay, Cam. This is like Marty goes, we must go back. In the future, you draft Pittman in round 2. We got to go back, Marty. It changes everything. Your kids go to jail. No one graduates college until we go back and fix your Pittman in round 2 pick, Marty. Great Scott. Who's on the clock at round 2, bro?
All right, so it went Olave, DA, Evans, Puka, MHJ, Etienne, Kyron, London, Ayuk, Kamara, Henry, me with Pittman, Nico Collins, DK. Oh, it's a 14-team league. Jesus Christ.
You didn't know it was a 14-team league until right now?
No. We only had 12 people in the chat. I didn't realize that it was 14. Because we have a group chat as well.
Okay, so what we learned today is you need to know your league. Okay, you need to know if you're drafting in a 14-team league. You need to know that. Does change a little bit of some things, but bro, you named DK. There's a lot of players. You could have went Josh Allen. You could have went Mahomes. You could have went early quarterback and just said, give me Tyreek Hill and Mahomes and do your worst. You know what I'm saying? There's just no reason to take Pittman here. Not to mention, it wasn't like you reached for a running back and you needed a running back so badly. You just did it. Jacobs, I'm sure, was there. Pacheco, I'm sure, was there. These are all players that are much better at that pick. But hey, you live and you learn. I appreciate you. And I hope you're not upset at me for being honest with this.
No, you're fine.
You need to create another league. Even if you're the commissioner, create it. Get 12 other people. Rectify this for the sake of the lineage. And reset the space-time continuum. You can do it, bro. I believe in you. And please call in before your draft. All right, later, bro.
Later.
That was a lot. All right, phone line, hang tight. I might have to do a phone line dump here in a second. Travis, you're live.
Hey, yeah, I just had a couple quick Dynasty questions. Would you trade Puka for the 2 overall pick to take Davis?
Yes.
Or the 85?
Yes.
Either or. And then if I was able to do that, my QBs are Anthony Richardson and Dak. Would you would you go after? I'm getting Marvin Harrison with the 1 pick. So would I be better off going after JD5 or Neighbors in that situation?
It's a super flex.
JD5, I could.
It's a super.
It's a 1 QB.
No, you can't. You can't take JD5 over Neighbors in a 1 QB. I think.
So,
and you don't.
But so I don't need him, right? But so rather than to just roll with what I have at QB and take Neighbors if I can get it.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you just can't take JD5 over Neighbors, not in a 1 QB. I mean, you'd have to trade down and get some value and all that, but like yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had actually.
All right. Travis.
I'm gonna jump off the phone anyway. So.
All right, tomorrow's Travis. All right, thank you, appreciate you. Rock out real quickly, and I might have to. I'm gonna have to go really fast with the rest of you. Rock out real quickly, and then I got Cheryl and Ian's super chats. I'm coming. Go ahead.
Yeah, would you wait on Higgins and wait a week to see if he can gain value if Chase is not there instead of trading him? Because I was going to trade him.
No, because you might get you might get Chase to come back tomorrow or tonight, and then Higgins loses a touch of value. I'd trade him now. I'd trade him right now.
Okay.
You know, and show him this picture, you know, and say, I don't know if I should even do this anymore. Send him the graphic of the tweet, you know, that he's in street clothes and this is not looking good. And, you know, Higgins is what do you think about getting? Right. What are you trying to get?
Trying to upgrade my QB, but I don't know if I need to do it.
Who's your QB?
It's kind of weak. Purdy and Tua.
You know, would I take a Mahomes, Hurts, or Josh Allen using Higgins? Absolutely, I would do that. It's worth it. But would I do anything crazier?
My potential guys would be Lamar Jackson and Murray, because they have they doubled up.
I don't know. I don't know that I would give Higgins for that. If you can get something else, but like you're upgrading a decent amount, but I don't know that it's worth giving Higgins up.
Any receiver or running back you would do it for?
Higgins?
For Higgins.
What do you mean? What's the question?
Is there any wide receiver or running back you would try to trade Higgins for?
Oh, yeah. Higgins for... I want Cooper Kupp this year. You know, if you got to give up...
I already got Cooper, but okay. I don't know if that matters.
It kind of does, but I guess wide receiver-wise, bro, I'm loving... Like Higgins, like straight up, or you want to do like a 2-for-1? Like straight up, I kind of like Tank Dell as much as I like Higgins. I
could add Dowdle, the running back for the
Dowdle. Okay, I like Rashee Rice straight up for Higgins. Honestly, I like DK a little bit more, and Devontae Smith. Would I pay a Dowdle type price tag to get that upgrade? Probably. Would I trade for Marvin Harrison Jr. using Dowdle and Higgins? Yeah, and I think that's doable. I'll go after MHJ. All right, Rock out. Gotta run. Appreciate you. Rogan, you got 15 seconds, and I'm literally disconnecting, so you better get it out. 14.
That's all good. I'll call back.
No, go. You got 12 seconds.
No, that's good, man. I'll call back. You helped me the other day, and you wanted me to break something down to you, so if you're in a rush, I can call back.
Call into the 8 p.m. show. All right.
Okay.
Eddie, you got 14 seconds. He took one of yours. Go.
Yo, Smitty, love the show. Just wanted to let you know this trade I made with my brother, Eddie. I got Jalen Hurts, Bijan, Mixon, Jamar Chase, Zay Flowers, McBride, Deontay Johnson. I'm just wondering if I should hold on to Chase and see if he signs or not.
Well, again, this show is not about trading Chase. I don't think you should trade Chase. It's about trading for him because his value is lower. So don't trade him.
What wide receiver should I target? What wide receiver should I target if he does hold out?
I don't know. We're gonna have to take it, play it by ear. Like an MHJ and another player is like a scenario I could see, talking about later if this got ugly. But I don't know that it's gonna get ugly. I don't think the Bengals, they may push their luck 1 week. I don't know. I have a feeling he's playing. First of all, Jamar Chase is showing up, and he's in street clothes, and he's at the facility. Like, could he hold out and say, I'm kind of banged up, I can't play this week? That's probably what he's going to do versus, like, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a wild situation. I think I'll just hold, bro. Once we get there, I could see an MHJ and a running back upgrade. I could see, you know, I could see maybe going after a London and something. I don't know that I'd be doing straight up trades like that, though. Like MHJ for Chase, I'd just hold on to Chase and wait. I mean, you think about when he comes back, the receiver you're starting weeks 1 and 2 in supplement of them, add that to Chase's, you know, weeks 3 through 17, and you're gonna have a top 5 wide receiver. All right, gotta go, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Okay, Atwell with a $20 hauler. Let him cook, Atwell.
Let him cook.
Atwell, appreciate you. Atwell says here, Rax Poker, you got 15 seconds, bro. I already closed the phone line, but I opened it for you. 15 seconds, go.
Would you trade Chase for Josh Jacobs and Chris Olave? He has no better wide receivers. My wide receiver, my running backs are Zamir White and Kenneth Walker. That's pretty much it.
I probably do that. Yeah. Guys in the chat, we're doing that trade, right? We're taking Jacobs and Olave for Jamar Chase. I think we got it.
Double flex league, double flex. I got Debo and Garrett Wilson as other wide receivers, by the way.
Let's see what the chat says. Go off the chat's overall feel, but I'm gonna say yeah. Unless the chat overrules me, then maybe we got to rethink it. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna like it. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right, phone lines are closed. I'm even gonna close it, minimize it. I won't even see if you're calling. So appreciate you anyway. If you try. One of my teams is mid. Help. 10 man caught the running back 2. Caught in a running back 2 trap. Allen, McBride. Running backs are Bijan, Najee, Marv, Metcalf. Flex's neighbors, benches, Zamir, Chase, Brown. Okay, good squad. I like it. There's some flexibility here, but yeah, you are kind of in a bind. I mean, Chase Brown could be your running back too. Zamir could be your backup running back. You could just trade away Najee and go, you know, this might feel against the grain, but like go wide receiver shopping. Go get a Tank Dell. I mean, you could go Najee and you could even go Najee and Neighbors for a top 5-6 wide receiver. You know, Najee and I think I wouldn't. I think since you got Chase Brown and Zach Moss, bro, I'm trading Najee with Neighbors for a massive wide receiver upgrade, and I'm gonna fight, you know, this battle in a different way. I think maybe that's probably where you're stuck too, is you can't get the other direction going. So why not go in that direction? $10 hauler, appreciate you for dropping that Cheryl. Thanks so much. Tamars to you. Tamars, hey Smitty, what are your thoughts on Darnell Mooney this year? I like him as like a bench wide receiver that you hope to never use until bye weeks, but certainly got some upside. There was a trade in one of my leagues, Braylon Allen for Darnell Mooney, which I had mixed feelings on. Curious on your thoughts. I'd rather have the idea of Braylon Allen. I don't want him to start games, but if he does, he's winning leagues. And in the meantime, he's flex capable, 10 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns with even a healthy Breece Hall all year. So I'd much rather have Braylon Allen by like a country mile, really. Rick Moore with a $20 holler. Let Rick Moore cook.
Let him cook.
Rick, appreciate you, my guy, dropping the 20 watt on screen. Smitty, thanks for the sleeper program. I learned a lot the hard way. Oh, you mean the sleeper running backs? Thoughts on Henry, Taylor, and Barkley? I like Taylor and Barkley about the same. I think Barkley has the capability of being a top 5 running back this year with ease. That's why he's on the Mars Men list.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Man.
The other thing you got to keep in mind with Barkley,
loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Barkley, let me put this on screen here. Barkley is playing for money. and this is not talked about enough. Barkley signed a 3-year, $37 million deal, but Barkley gets millions and millions of dollars, $4.5 million in incentives. If he has 2,000 total rushing and receiving yards, he gets 250,000 on top of the 250 he got for getting 1,500. So this guy gets $500,000 by getting 2,000 total yards. Pro Bowl, all that stuff, 4.5 mil in incentives. Barkley's trying to wet his beak, and he's going to be balling out this year. So I have those two guys ahead. Henry's a whole tier below. Henry's a third rounder at best to me. I do not draft him in round 2 unless I have to, and that's rare that I force that. Barkley and Taylor for me. I like Taylor and Barkley about the same. I'd give the edge to Barkley slightly. Thank you for your super chat. Max, appreciate you. $5 hauler, 14 team. PPR mock tonight. Mock draft? Are we doing a mock? What are we talking about mock for? No idea how to plan for it with the 9 pick. Have a trade in place if Bijan falls to 5. I draft A.J. Brown at 9 and trade. Well, what's the trade, though? Like, why not just take Bijan? I wouldn't trade Bijan. You get Bijan, don't trade him. I'd call that trade off. Call it off. Call it off.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
What are we doing? Call it off, bro. No. That trade offer.
You were offer sex. You were trade offer sex.
Stand down. No trade. Lamar, this is a $10 moonshot from our boy Ty.
To Mars.
Ty's the man. 14 team. Lamar Jackson, ETN, Zamir White, Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, Sam Laporta, Christian Watson. What move do I need to make? 14 teamer's tough, but you got, a solid squad considering. I mean, Amari Cooper and Zamir. I'm not saying I know your entire bench and what you're dealing with, but Zamir and Amari Cooper to get I don't know. Zamir and Amari Cooper, like a Drake London, a DK Metcalf, a Cooper Kupp, a Kyron, an Achan, Pacheco, a Jacobs. Those are all the targets for me, Ty. You just keep throwing those offers at the wall until you get one of them. Puka for Jamar Chase. I would take Jamar Chase over Puka. McBride, Terry for MHJ and Pitts. I would take MHJ and Pitts. And that's redraft. Dynasty, of course. Those are all fantastic. Smitty, I cooked a 12-man, 0.5. Mahomes, Bijan, Achan, Devontae Smith, Tank Down, McBride, Keon Coleman, projected 9. Tripod to the moon. Love the squad, Fonz. Good job. Do it live. Stay the course. Who should I start week 1? Jordan Addison or Keon Coleman? We'll go with Keon Coleman, my guy. Come on. 12-man, half PPR. I'm going to find the... Thanks for the super chats, guys. Appreciate you very, very much. You guys absolutely rock. I couldn't do this without you. And I can't thank you guys enough for all of the support and this channel. Like, we're absolutely crushing it. This is the best channel on planet Earth. Okay? Appreciate you all. All right, here we go. 12-man, half PPR, Bijan, Gibbs, Hurts, Dell, Neighbors, Najee, Coleman, Worthy, Chase Brown, Zach Moss, 85 thoughts. Bijan, Gibbs. I like this team. Najee and maybe... the thing is, you don't have much firepower. You're waiting on Coleman, you're waiting on Worthy, you're waiting on Chase Brown. There's nothing to move. I'm waiting. You're waiting. Maybe even Najee gains value. So you're kind of in a bind, though. You can't make any moves yet. I don't want you trading Bijan, Gibbs, Hurts, or Dell, or really Neighbors on the low. You could do Najee and Neighbors for a monster. Like top 6 monster or something like that. Jamar Chase? Najee and Neighbors for Chase? Some might say that's risky, but I'd do that. I mean, that's the topic at hand. So 10-man Stroud, Brees, or you wait, let your players gain value, then come back in week 2 if you don't do that. 10-man PPR, Stroud, Brees, Achane. Okay, love it. Devontae Adams, Dell, Kincaid, Pickens. Yeah, 10-man. This is good. This is a good team. IR, Coleman, McConkey, Corum. I don't know that you can make much moves with this team. I'm going to say, I'm trying to trade Adams away if I can. Adams for maybe... What wide receivers could you get? Adams for... Cup. Adams for Cup. You throw in somebody if you need to. A McConkey, just throw him in. Jonathan Brooks on your IR is a good piece. Jonathan Brooks and Adams for 1. Now you can kind of reach a little higher. You could go get an MHJ if you wanted. You could go get a Puka. You could go get a London. Maybe Brooks and... Damn, maybe you could get... part of me wonders if you could do some sort of Adams and Brooks for Chase. Appreciate you. Rick Moore, $20 holler. Hi, Smitty. Thanks for this. I forget what you were saying on that or what you meant by that, but Rick, appreciate you dropping that. Steven with a $5, 12-man. Mahomes, AJB, London, Olave, Hall, Pollard, Ingram. London, Hall, Pollard. I like the team in some ways, but I don't know. So AJB was your first rounder. London was your second rounder. Mahomes is your third. Olave, yeah. Oh no, Hall. You got Hall. Wait a minute. Hall was your first rounder. AJB was your second rounder. London was your third rounder. Yeah, you crushed them, bro. The only thing you want to do here, Pollard and somebody later. You can't do it yet. You trade Pollard on the high if you can. There's nothing to trade though. That team's fire. I don't want you to trade a single player. Pollard and Olave maybe. Pollard and Olave. You can't get Chase, but you could try. Pollard and Olave for a slight wide receiver upgrade. Just kind of comb through the wide receivers. You probably want to look at who drafted what, though, because that's going to help you know what you can get away with, because people are still going to use those draft values. So just kind of go down the board or go up the board and see how high you can reach up and just throw every offer out there. But definitely think you could slightly upgrade Waddle, like slightly. Are we taking Chase in the second round? Absolutely, Ethan. There's no doubt about that. We're taking Chase in the second round. Bobby with a 10 Mars shot.
Too much.
Appreciate you, Bobby. Hey, Smitty, appreciate you from England. Hey, England, we appreciate you. 12-man PPR, Kyler, Rogers, Bijan, James Cook, Javonte, Chase. Don't trade Chase. You got to hold on to him. Garrett Wilson, McLaurin, Flowers. I like Flowers and James Cook for one bigger, stronger, better running back. Achane, Kyron, Pacheco, maybe even Jacobs. Flowers and James Cook for that helps you win the league. Love the team. It would turn it into an 8-point-something for me. Shoddy with a super chat, $4.99. Thoughts on this team? 3 wide receivers, 2 flex. AR5, Gibbs, Achane, St. Brown, Debo, Dell. Love it. McBride, Najee. I'm trading Najee. I love Mostert more than Najee kind of right now. So I would probably say, the thing is, I don't hate any of your other players at all. So like Najee for Tank Dell, Najee in a 1-for-1 like that, that's what I'm probably doing, because I don't think I want you to trade any one of those players. I don't need you to upgrade those guys. Your team's phenomenal. So Najee, maybe even wait to trade Najee, but Najee for Dell. Let Najee do something in week 1, because Warren's got the hamstring. He probably will play, but maybe Najee gets a lot of work, and you can then get value for Najee, trade Najee on the high, and buy a slumping player in week 2. Ty, appreciate you. PPR, Brees, Ramondre, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Olave. I like this team a lot. I'm trying to trade Devontae Adams and Ramondre for one bigger, stronger, better player. I think Deontay Johnson's a good trade piece on the bench as well. Be careful. If you trade away Ramondre and you don't go get an RB, you're in trouble. So you got to use Ramondre and Devontae to go get that RB. That RB being Kyron, Achane, or maybe a Barkley, maybe an ETN potentially, but I try and swing for the fences and go a little bit bigger for the Gibbs, the injured Gibbs right now. Those are all moves that I would make with that team. $10 holler from DB. Appreciate DB going to the Mars.
To Mars.
To the Mars colony. Appreciate you. Any moves? Shoot for 10-man Allen, JD5, Hall, Harris, Trading Harris. I don't like Najee Harris. Jamar Chase. Chase Brown. Chase Brown, MHJ, Ayuk, Rice, McLaurin, Coleman. I'd keep MHJ. I'd keep Rice. I'd maybe trade Ayuk. I love McLaurin. Ayuk and Najee for one stronger, bigger, better running back. H.N. Kyron. Ayuk and you could go Pacheco. It's kind of a lot. Once you start throwing Ayuk into that, it's hard. McLaurin and Harris for Pacheco or Jacobs maybe. And if you could swing bigger than that, you could include Ayuk. But I think your receivers are strong enough that you can make that move. This one here from Sloppy Joe, $10 Mars shot.
To Mars.
My man. Doing a wild draft tonight. 18 PPR teams make up 3 flexes, no bench. Any advice? Yeah, running back, and early quarterback, and then consume the motherfucking wide receivers after that, because you're going to have a huge advantage. Everybody's going to look good. Grab those RBs. Grab that top 3 quarterback. You almost need a top 3 quarterback. Get Mahomes. Be a difference maker there. $10 holler. Smitty, best fantasy show out there. Thank you, pal. Kyler, Brees, HN, Debo, Devonta Smith, McBride, McLaurin, Spears. Love it. Don't do anything. Love this team. Walk this team into week 1 because I love every piece of it. Let the boys gain value. I don't want you trading or selling those guys off. So do it live. This one is from Ryder. Ryder, appreciate you. Trade offer. Cup, Rashad White for Adunze Pacheco. No. You need more. Cup and Rashad White are worth a lot more. I received the latter. Okay, yeah. I'm keeping Cup and Rashad White. I would trade Rashad White, but I don't know that I'm doing that. Rashad White and Dowdle for like an upgrade or something like that. Stevenson and I don't know. It's a tough one. I'd like to upgrade Stevenson, and the problem is if you go Dowdle and Stevenson for one player, could you get a Jacobs? Could you get a Walker? You know, that's something I would explore, but kind of tough to say. But I don't like that trade. I'm gonna say no on that one. Overcome AJB or Barkley. I'm gonna go AJB. But I love both of them. I think AJB's a pretty consensus first rounder. Barkley's a 1-2 turn with upside to be a top 5 running back. How would you rate this team? 12-man league. Josh Allen, Kyron, Monty, Garrett Wilson, London, Jaden Reed, McBride, Coleman. Love it. Jonathan Brooks and Reed for one slightly better player. I like that idea. Past that, I'm waiting on everything else, including Jalen Wright. Fantastic squad. Robbie with a $5 holler, rate my team. Lamar, Kyron, Kenneth Walker, London, Amon-Ra, Njoku, Flex, Neighbors. Higgins and Aaron Jones for one player. Higgins and Swift for one player. Higgins, Aaron Jones, and Swift for one player. I'd trade Higgins and Aaron Jones for Jacobs, Pacheco, and every running back above. I'd trade them for Cooper Kupp. So, easy call for me. I'm sending Ayuk for Devontae Adams. Who should I target and trade with Adams with? Yeah, I don't. I'm sending Ayuk for Adams. Well, I don't know that I like that. I don't know that I like either side. I guess I'm going after Kupp. I'm going after Dell and something. I'm going after DK maybe. I don't like Adams. I don't like acquiring Adams. And a lot of people don't want to trade for him. So if you get him, you might not be able to trade him. Redraft Waddle, Gibbs for Chase. No, hell no. No, Bryson.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
I draft Gibbs over Jamar Chase. No, bro. Good Lord. DMO. 12-man PPR Hurts, HN, Pollard, Hill. Like the team. I'm trading Higgins and Pollard if I can. Deontay as well. Just even for a slight you know, a Walker, a slight bump of some kind. Pollard and Higgins for Cooper Kupp, Jacobs, Pacheco, smash, smash, smash. Mahomes, Gibbs, Chuba, Puka, Rice, McBride, McLaurin. My bench is Deontay. I like the squad. I'm trying to trade Chuba. I don't know. Who's going to buy him, though? I mean, he's going to be serviceable for sure for a little while, but not like... I mean, Deontay and Chuba for, like, Chase Brown would be pretty awesome. Mostert, since you have... did you have Wright? I think you had Wright. If not, I go get Wright. Right? I'm timing out all these underdog drafts. Damn it. Damn it. All right. Alpha. Mahomes, Gibbs, Chuba. Oh, I just did that one. Tay Adams over Terry week 1. Probably, bro, but you could live to regret that. I'm getting rid of Devontae Adams so I don't have to worry about that. Because you could live to regret not starting McLaurin, but you kind of got to start Devontae Adams. I have the 12th pick in a full PPR league that removed the kicker and added an extra flex, so it's 2-2-2. Not super. Okay, what strategy would you take? Nothing really changes for me. I'm still very much running back, or running back wide receiver, or wide receiver running back. And it's determined by if I think I'll get a good RB in round 2. I'd rather go Bijan in round 1 or Hall in round 1, or maybe even Gibbs or Kyron in the late round 1, if it meant that I could get a Cup for sure or somebody in round 2 versus getting screwed at RB. But I'd also say I still smash early quarterback. That doesn't change my thinking. Stunt, you didn't include anything with that, but I very much appreciate your super chat. Include it next time because I can't find it if you don't have it in there. You did another one here, and I'll have to go look for it. I'll put it in the corner, but you got to include the message in it. I don't know. I'll have to go hunting for it. Best channel on the planet. Let's go, says Freddie. 12 team PPR Taysom. Mahomes. Okay. Taysom, Musgrave, Fant, Sinnott. I'm going to go Sinnott long term, but for now, look, Taysom Hill's intriguing. They keep saying they're going to use him a ton. I'd probably go Taysom right now. Barely over Musgrave, but I love Musgrave a little bit more long term on the season. Mahomes, Bijan, Achane, Dell, Rice, Taysom. Love it. Mostert, Worthy, I like it. The team's really good. I'm not moving anything other than like Dobbins, maybe. Dobbins, and I don't think you can trade anything else. So like I try to get Tank Dell for Dobbins once Dobbins gets a little value or something like that. I don't know. I don't think you can even move him. I wouldn't cut him, but I just don't love him. I like this team a lot. I don't think I want to move anything, bro. I like it. I like everything you got. Ride it into week 1.
Too much.
I think too many people make a move just to make a move, and I think I'd be giving you advice to do that, and I don't want to do that to you. Pug Dad says, I just made an offer to give Rashee Rice and Patrick Mahomes to receive Chase and Goff. No, bro. I already have no. Take that down. That's a bad trade.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Mahomes crushes Goff, and Rice is very underrated. So you better withdraw that as fast as you can. Aaron, $5 hauler, 10-man, 2 QB, 2 tight end, 2 flex. I hate 2 tight end leagues, by the way. Kyler, Puka, Josh Allen. Woo! Josh Allen and Kyler is great. Puka, Kyron, Pickens, Swift, Jacobs, K9, Sinnott. Who are your 2 tight ends? Sinnott and Parkinson. I like Sinnott. Tough team though with that. Yahoo's grading you a D because of your tight ends probably, but Hawkinson will come around at some point. So I'd probably stand down on making any weird trades other than I would probably trade Swift and Flowers for one bigger, stronger, better player, bro. Obviously go after a tight end, but I would, if you land like a monster with that or a significant upgrade, like Cooper Kupp type of guy or a Kyron Achane type of guy, you're in the money, bro. Ben with a $10 Mars.
To Mars.
Mars shot, my guy. Hey, Smitty, I went into my draft today unprepared, not sure how I feel. Well, you should have been prepared because this show is every day. Hurts, JT, Monty, MHJ, Devontae Smith, Laporta, McConkey, Jalen Warren. I like the draft. There's not much you can move because the guys that you can move, I don't want you to trade. Other than like if you could trade JT into like a Kyron or Achane and get an upgrade somewhere like McConkey to Dell, you know, like something like that. And I like Kyron and Achane better than JT, but I almost promise you that the draft didn't. So you could trade JT for one of those guys, especially like Achane, and make sure Wright's not on waivers. You kind of want to have the cuffs if he has the cuffs. But maybe dilute JT into a perceived downgrade into Pacheco or Jacobs and get a monster wide receiver, or go into Kyron or Achane and see if they've got like a Dell. But just make sure you don't do it and come back to me and say, I did it. I traded JT into Pacheco and I got Rashad Bateman. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But good squad. You didn't do too bad. Stunt, I'm going to try and find your question again. Appreciate you dropping that there. Matt J got it done. Traded away Pittman and Zamir for Achane.
Let him cook.
And people say that they can't get these kind of deals done. They happen all the time. People are not as astute as you think in every league. Hey, brother, I want to upgrade my wide receivers. Who should I go get using Cook and possibly Debo or Dell? I don't want you trading Debo or Dell, man. Damn. Part of me wants you to... I guess if I'm trading Cook and Debo, I'm going after Jamar Chase, who's doubted right now. I'm going after a St. Brown. I don't think you even trade like a Cook and Debo for like MHJ. Like, you have to go inside round 1 for that. You know, if you could go after a Cooper Kupp using just Cook and another bench wide receiver like JMO or Hollywood and Cook for Rice and something, I don't know. I would give up James Cook for Rice straight up, personally. Zach, appreciate you. $5 hauler, 10-man PPR, 2 QB, Kyler Goff, Lamb, Hill, ETN, Zamir White, McBride, Ford, McLaurin, Coleman. Okay. I see what we're doing here. Let me tell Miss Smitty I'm going to cook some food in a second. I'll grill now if you want. We're going to cook. We're going to cook on the grill.
Let him cook.
We're doing kebabs. Zach, appreciate you. 2QB. I'm trying to trade Ramondre and I'm trying to trade Dowdle. Zamir White, Ramondre, Dowdle. I'm trying to trade all those guys. I wonder if you could trade all of them, if not one or two, with Goff to get just a slight quarterback upgrade. You know, I'm talking like AR5 or Dak. You know, just a slight upgrade. But if not, I'm trying to trade Ramondre and like Dowdle. And it's hard to trade two players at the same position like that. But you can find people that are weak at. I mean, McLaurin and Ramondre maybe for, you know, the usual suspects we keep listing off, like Pacheco, Jacobs, but especially higher with HN, Kyron, Barkley. SKS with a 10 wad. Appreciate you. I'm on Raw.
To Mars.
Chase Hall. Kyron Adams over Debo. What are you saying here, SKS? I don't speak your language here with this, like, Amon Ra over Chase Hall. You mean like you took him over Chase and Hall? Okay. Kyron Adams over Debo. No, I would not take Adams over Debo ever. Evan Smith for volume. I don't know what we're talking. This is code here. Steele in the 5th over Steele in the 5th over Kincaid Ingram. I don't know what we're talking. I don't know what this language is. Najee, Ridley, Fergie, Corum. Question mark, 2 choices. Najee, Ridley for tight end. Kyler, QB. I don't know what we're doing, bro. I really don't. Najee, Ridley for tight end. If you're trading, that's the only thing I think I understand here. Najee and Ridley for a tight end. I would take Kincaid or McBride for Najee and Ridley. I would maybe take Kyle Pitts, but that's a little bit of a reach. I don't know what that SKS. You're gonna have to give me some decoder on that. You got the decoder ring for that? 10-man 2-keeper league. Kept Bijan and Amon-Ra. Team is Kyler, JD5, Bijan, Jacobs, Brooks, Wright, Amon-Ra, Cup, Devontae Smith, Dell, Higgins. Love every piece of that. Higgins, maybe I'm trading Higgins away with potentially Brooks for one player past that Ivan. I'm sitting on that like it's a pot of gold, pal. Jason, appreciate you. Jason with the super 12-man AR5, St. Brown, AJ Brown, ETN, Chase Brown, Ferguson, London, Dell. I like this team. Ferguson, Daniels. I like any suggestions. No, I like this team. I don't want you trading these guys. Stand down, Jason. Take that into week 1. Really good team. There's certain teams I don't want you trading those guys. Thoughts on QB, JD5, Goff, Zamir, K9, Warren, Brooks, Corum, Benson, wide receivers, Puka, Garrett Wilson, Terry. This one's, I'm not going to lie, this one's a little bit tough. This team's a little tough. I almost don't know where some of your picks went. Like, I love McBride. I love Puka, Garrett Wilson, but I feel like K9, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of awkward. I'm sure you feel the same way. It feels a little awkward. It feels good, but not amazing. I don't know that you can trade Puka injured right now. He should be fine. Garrett Wilson, maybe you could sell high if you wanted to dilute talent. K9 I like a lot. Zamir and Brooks. Terry and Zamir. Terry and Brooks for one better player maybe. I don't know. This one's going to be tough to navigate. I'm not going to lie. Like, you got to wait on some of these players, bro. Everyone here's got to earn their keep. You can't even trade any of them, really. If you could trade Puka into, let's call it, Puka into, and I don't even know if the Cup owner might value Cup as much as Puka, but if they don't, I would swap Puka out for Cup to gain something somewhere else. I would trade Puka for Dell and Jacobs, like something like that. Like, find an anchor like Dell. So Puka down to Dell. And now go to the Dell team and see what RB they can give you. You could say the same thing about Rashee Rice. Puka to Rashee Rice. What RB can they give you? That's the only way you can attack that, I think, for now, at least. Would you trade away CeeDee Lamb and Shakir for Jamar Chase and Keenan Allen? I would if I like losing, John, but no.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
You're not disapproved, John, but the trade is, and Keenan Allen does nothing for me. So CeeDee Lamb for a holding out wide receiver, Jamar Chase, hell no. Smitty, I think you missed my $10 super chat, says Tony. Tony, you let me be the judge of that. Tony. I have the 12th pick in a league, remove the kicker and D, so 2-2-2, what strategy? No, I answered this question. Didn't I? Should I go Gibbs and Kyron? I don't know if I answered that part. Yeah, I love Gibbs and Kyron. Gibbs and HN, Kyron and HN, Gibbs and Kyron. I'm going RB about 90% of the time in those situations. Thank you for the super chat. Sorry if I didn't answer that last part of the question. Ben with a $5 hauler. Appreciate you, Ben. Last question. I have Kyron in my other league. Should I trade JD5 for Corum? If he's your backup quarterback and it's not a 2 QB league and it's not Dynasty, yeah. If it's Dynasty, I wouldn't do it because I want JD5 in Dynasty. But yeah, I do that in redraft. Trade Henry straight up for Jamar Chase. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Do it live. Do it now. It's worth the risk. Be free. Dropping a wad. 10-man, 2-keeper auction. Pat Mahomes, Gibbs, Harris. I'm trading Najee Harris, Brooks, London, DK, Neighbors, Devontae Smith, Higgins. Higgins and Harris for one player. Higgins and Harris for one player. Do it live. Do it now. Obviously, the usual suspects from Kyron, H.N., Barkley, and the boys. Just throw offers out till you get one. Pacheco, maybe even. Traded Ford for Worthy. I think they're both equal. I'm not going to tell you you got to win on that. I love both of them. Worthy's a moon man. Ford's a moon man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, no, the answer is...
The moon man. Dropping loads in outer space.
Worthy's a moon man. Ford's a moon man. So, there's no W. It's just if you needed the position, then you traded a $20 bill for a $20 bill. Derek with a $10 Mars shot.
To Mars.
I'm still going to go look for your question, Stunt, but again, you got to include it, man. I don't, if there's a super chat, I can't read the super chat. The super chat's not included. You know, like, hey, Smitty, I sent you a telegram. Here's the, like, I can't, I'll go look for it. 12-man, 0.5 PPR, AR5, Bijan, Jacobs, MHJ, Debo, Ingram, Neighbors, Javante, Zeke, Corum. Any trades and who to flex week 1? I don't think I'm trading anything here, my guy. I like it. And who are you flexing? Neighbors. And if you're picking somebody after that, Keon Coleman. Very good team, Derek. I like your team. I wait on that. Harry. Lamar, Tyreek, Cup, HN, Aaron Jones, Bowers, DK, Benches, BT, Warren. It's a good squad. Good squad, my guy. Aaron Jones, I don't like. DK, I love. Bowers, BT. I'm probably starting Warren eventually. I'd try and trade Aaron Jones and DK for one slight wide receiver bump. Or BT and Aaron Jones for one slight running back bump. That's what I'm doing. William, $5 hauler. Anthony Richardson, Saquon, Gibbs, Collins, Higgins, Laporta, Rice, Benches, Dell, JSN. I want Dell in my lineup. So I'm trading Higgins away. Higgins and Anthony Richardson for Mahomes or Josh Allen. Higgins and potentially Collins for Higgins and Collins. I don't know if you can do that, but Higgins and Collins for a top 5 wide receiver. Maybe you go after Jamar Chase using Higgins and man, I would trade Higgins and Collins for Jamar Chase probably. Dowdle and Higgins, that's a good one. Dowdle and Higgins, do that. Dowdle and Higgins is my new idea for you. Dowdle and Higgins for one wide receiver upgrade. Even MHJ. MHJ would be perfect. $10 Mars shot.
To Mars.
For Calvin, appreciate you, Calvin. Speak your piece, appreciate you. Alex, appreciate you. Alex says Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones and Mostert, Ford, Hubbard. Aaron Jones, Mostert, Ford, Hubbard, week 1. Probably Mostert, but I love getting Ford into the lineup, bro. Pick one. Ford. Yeah, Mostert. But Ford's nice. And Alex says, what's up, Smitty? Full PPR trade Monty for Rashee Rice. Yes, I'd rather have Rashee Rice personally. But that's preference, man. Trade Chase for Justin Jefferson. I'd rather have JJ at this moment in time. I would, even with my concerns about JJ. And thanks for all you do, says Calvin. Calvin, thank you for your support as well. 12-team, two flex league. Mahomes, St. Brown, Devontae Smith, Reed, Coleman, Thomas, Kyron, Moss, Brown, Benson. I like it. McBride, fantastic. I like this team a lot. I don't really know that you can move much. Let Reed gain some value. Let Warren claim his starting job at some point. Let Chase Brown earn his value. You have some trade bait, but you can't move any of this right now. You move it, you're moving it before it increases in value. So stand down.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
All right, so guys, I'm out of here for now. Oh, Stunt. Let me look for Stunt's message. Stunt. There we go. Stunt, I found it. You still there, Stunt? 12-man PPR, AR5, JD5, Brees, Tajay Spears, Braylon Allen, Debo, MHJ, BT, Neighbors. Very good team. I think you had more to it, right? Kyler, Mahomes, Kyler. Is that the same team? No, these are different questions. Kyler Murray, running back, Pacheco, Quorum. I like this team a lot. Neighbors, Rice, BT. Not much to move here on these until, again, like others, you wait for some value to be gained. Like Neighbors needs, if Neighbors goes out and has 100 and a touch, boom, people are going to forget all about doubting him and all that. And, there's some risk to his, to his holding on to him, but like, I'd rather hold on to him. It's a good team as well. Tajay, you got to wait on that. You got to wait on both those teams. You drafted teams I like, though, but you do have to wait. You can't really make any moves. Appreciate you all for being here. Jamar Chase, again, at practice, in street clothes. His head coach says, we'll just take it day to day. Could sign at any moment, could hold out in week 1. My advice as it stands right now is don't draft him if you're got a draft upcoming. Let someone else draft him and then trade for him, or just ignore it in that draft and take a safer player and then say, in this league, I might not even be able to trade for him because the guy that's going to draft him is not going to be panicked in one day. He's drafting him at the panicked level. If he fell to round 2, I'd take him. Okay. But the other part of this is trade for him. Don't draft him in upcoming drafts, but in existing drafts where people are panicking off today's news, go trade for him on the cheap. I'll see you all tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back.